Alright guys, welcome back to our Hunter Hardcore 1 to 60 Let's Play. Another day, another adventure. I think on this character last time we left off, we had just finished up a Ragefire Chasm run, and we were about to come back to the Barrens and continue the relatively lengthy quest log that we have. Let's go back into the game here. And yeah, here we are. So we didn't do a whole lot since the last episode. There's a lot that I want to get done. I want to do some leather working. I want to get my tailoring up. I want to travel to the Undercity and get our Soul of Iron buff, and also turn in this Ragefire Chasm quest here to get these two books out of our inventory that are taking up a bunch of space. So I do want to do all that stuff, but I figured let's wait until level 20 to do all of our running around, because then we'll have aspect of the cheetah, and we'll be able to just go much faster. It'll save us a substantial amount of time. So instead I thought, why don't we go ahead and finish up some of these Northern Barrens quests, maybe hop over to Stone Talon, do a really quick 18 to 20, and then we can do all of our training. We can get rank 3 Growl, we can get aspect of the cheetah, and we can do the Undercity sort of run loop that we have to do. And then maybe we can start even looking for a Wailing Caverns group at that point. So that's where we are. That's the plan for tonight. I'd like to do an 18 to 20. So let's go ahead and turn this camera off, mute my mic, and enjoy the journey, guys.
My Wind Riders are trained to fly quickly through the hot Barrens air.
So we have a couple quests here. To loot some crates, to get some stolen silver, to kill some raptors. And I figured that's what we'll start with tonight. I did change my nameplates from the last episode, so you might notice the nameplates are a little different. These nameplates give us a little bit more information. They keep track of our dots, and even threat, which is pretty cool. it's been, I'd say, maybe 2 days since we played this character. So we did end up with a little chunk of rested. I don't think it'll make much of a difference in the grand scheme of things, but it's nice to have double experience for a moment. Oh, 120 on that raptor strike. So here's our first crate. Looks like the camp has actually been cleared out. But empty camps and empty caves are always a little scary anyway, because of respawns. In some way, an emptier camp is scarier than a full one. There's our second crate. Did get a respawn here, but nothing we can't handle. These mobs are very low level compared to us. There's not a significant amount of threat here for us. Now we can wrap around down here to get to the angry scythe claws and the stolen silver. I had a hardcore character a long time ago that almost died on the stolen silver quest. There's some pretty nasty raptors in that area. They're relatively high level and they hit pretty hard. And what's worse is when they die, they screech and they call other raptors to them. And that area is a hyperspawn area. So you can very easily get overwhelmed where you pull a raptor and as it's dying, it pulls maybe 2 more to you. And as they are dying, they pull 2 more to you, you know? And then the respawns start happening. It's a relatively dangerous little area. roiled into some guild chat here. We can go into our settings. We can turn all that off. So we can focus on what's most important, which is grinding mobs. Alright, so we cleared our way over to the Angry Scythe Claws and Stolen Silver. But again, we do have to be a little careful on this quest. I'd consider this a dangerous quest. We haven't really been working multi-shot into our rotation yet, and I'm not sure if we will. It's super expensive to use. And I mean, it is decent damage, but I feel like it doesn't really start to become efficient in terms of damage per mana until you're hitting 2 or 3 mobs with it. But let's take a look. Let's multi-shot this Plane Strider and see what we end up getting. Well, we finished with a substantial amount of increased damage, but the multi-shot only did 39 damage. I mean, it's not fantastic. We did 371 damage to the monster, and 39 of it was multi-shot, which is approximately 10%. Okay, so this is dicey here. Let's maybe just pull this Ornery Plane Strider on its own. I think we can. We can use our multi-shot here, and that'll pull this raptor to our flame trap, which is exactly what we wanted. Okay. Multi-shot did 67 damage there, so 5% of our overall. Very low. We can grab this raptor as he's patrolling out. And we can very carefully start entering into the raptor grounds. There's 2 raptors there. We should probably pull them. The problem being that they screech when they die, and we don't want to pull anything else. I'm going to leave both the raptors on Navajo this time. He appears to have more than enough health and armor to deal with it. Nice. And by the time we're done skinning, he's pretty much back to full health. And we can do this double pull as well. I'll put a trap down for a little bit of insurance here. We use the multi-shot to pull the raptor in to the trap. And then we'll put Navajo on him. And down he goes. The immolation trap ended up doing 84 damage, which I'd say is relatively competitive. It's worth doing the trick to multi-shot the second raptor into the trap, I think. We can try it again here. I'm going to pull them a little bit closer to us to get them away from some of the other ones that are over there. Navajo's taking a lot of damage and I'm just missing all of my shots here. This is a little dangerous. I'm going to try to heal Navajo here. We're going to have to try to heal him again. These guys are high level and they're hitting him quite hard. That was tough. That's kind of a dangerous pull. This is kind of a dangerous area. Let's drink real quick. I'm worried about respawns and our kite path. We can't linger here too long. There's 3 raptors in this area. That's a very dangerous pull. What we're gonna have to do is kite this out and kill just the one raptor. Maybe we just got the one. That would have been very lucky if we did. We did. Wow. Okay, so here's the danger. It's respawns behind us. But I think we can handle just the 2 raptors. Okay. Now we need to get the hell out of here. Can let our health and mana naturally regenerate here, kind of briefly. Get these 2 skins. And get out before things start to respawn. Ah, see, right in time. The outside is starting to respawn as we speak. I think if we were lower level, or if we weren't playing a hunter, that would have been very dicey with the rate at everything respawning. But hunters are very strong. I think it's a somewhat interesting discussion as to what class is the strongest for hardcore. I think that Hunter, particularly Bestial Mastery Hunter, is a strong argument for the best hardcore class and spec to run. There's just so many advantages. You're essentially like a little group. You have healing, you have a tank with you that has a ton of health. Navajo has 524 health now, which is about how much I have, and really high armor too. And your damage is very competitive. I'm doing, 34, 35 single target DPS, which is a lot more than a lot of classes at level 18 are doing. As well as at level 20 you get increased movement speed with aspect of the cheetah, right? You have things like feign death, you have freezing traps, which I haven't learned yet, but eventually I'll get there. I just feel like the Bestial Mastery Hunter is sort of a complete package for the hardcore WoW experience. That's not to say that it's immortal by any means, but I think that it has a lot of advantages. That being said, there are other specs that I think become stronger than this later on. I think 1 to 20, for example, Shaman is probably stronger than Hunter is, particularly in that 1 to 10. And I feel like a Feral Druid gets much stronger than Hunter later on, probably around level 40 or so, where they have access to Dire Bear form and they're doing quite a bit of additional damage. So I don't necessarily think Hunter is the best overall, but I do think around this level range it's probably one of the strongest. And there we go, we just gave Navajo additional health and armor, so now he has 583 health. I don't know what his armor is. We can probably look that up. Wow, 40% armor. That's tank level practically. We have all the feathers we need for this quest at this point, but we might as well kill a few more raptors. They're relatively easy to kill. They give pretty good experience, and they give leather. So it's these lights here that we need to interact with a feather. Oh wow. Alright. That's a lot of raptors. Maybe we can yoink this guy real quick here, just on his own. I think we did. I think we got him. Okay. Now maybe we can kill these two on their own, or maybe just get this guy. that. So this is a very dangerous message down here. Ain Swift River is nearby. So that is an elite Alliance patrol that runs all the way down this path here that you're seeing. And you do not want any of that smoke. So we're gonna get the heck out of Dodge. There they are. I just saw them over there. We want to be well clear of that. That's one of the most terrifying messages that you can have while you're leveling on hardcore. So we can stop here and grab the dried seeds. This is a very lush vegetation and it's easy to lose track of enemies inside of it. Now we're level 18, so I'm not overly terrified of happening upon something in here, but if I were lower level, this is kind of a scary area. It's actually an upgrade for us. Give us a little bit more mana. I mean, it's not exactly what we're looking for, but it's also an armor upgrade. We'll take it. didn't think these turtles would be hostile, but apparently they are. Yeah, I don't want to ruin the quest in any way. We got 2 hyenas accidentally here, but I don't think it's going to be that big a deal. They're not particularly high level. Nothing right around us. That's the kind of thing that can be sketchy for some of the other classes, though. So we do have a quest to get a Varog the Dervish, sorry. But I think we'll come back to that maybe a bit later, if we end up doing that quest at all. Unfortunately, our bags are just absolutely loaded. We really need to sell some of this stuff, turn in a few of these quests. Looks like we have several quests to turn in here, and even one in Ratchet. I am not sure if these quests will give us level 19, probably not, but it'll get us close. And I think at that point, it might not be a bad idea to run on over to Stone Talon Mountain and do some of the introductory quests there. At least the Tauren ones. We also have this Cat Eye Emerald quest we can do up here, which we probably should take care of.
Looking for something special?
The times we live in are as fickle as the shifting winds, adventurer. It is important to remember what is true and lasting in this world, and to preserve that. Everything else is a waste. Your findings are amazing. The seeds I gave you were dried and dead. Whatever rests under these oases can create life from nothing. We must study this more. Your findings are incredible, adventurer. These oases hold properties that must come from an outside source, or perhaps an inside one. I want to know how these fissures are affecting the beasts who drink from the oasis' water. Hunt oasis snapjaws at the lush water and stagnant oases. Bring me their shells so I may examine them.
So you've been to the nests and placed the feathers of your prey within them. That took a fair portion of courage, no doubt about it. Do you feel a little tougher, adventurer? Because you look tougher now than when you first came here. I guess the Barrens is doing its job. Your time with me is over, adventurer. To learn more, you must go to Camp Taurajo to the south and speak with Yorn Skyseer. He will continue your guidance.
Aha! So the raptors did hide the silver at their lair. It's hard to believe these beasts would have the desire for silver. Perhaps the stories of their intelligence are not as far from the mark as I thought. Thank you, adventurer.
Take this as a reward for your service to us, and know that the guards of the crossroads owe their next month's pay to you.
So, we have almost full green gear now, which is, I suppose, to be expected of level 18. We just need some gloves, which we can probably make with leatherworking at some point. But we are slowly getting some gear. We have 7 agility, 11 stamina, and oddly enough 8 intellect. So I suppose we'll take it. We're gonna fly down to Camp Taurajo, and we're gonna grab one of these thunder lizard horns and turn in this quest. And then what we can do is we can fly up to Ratchet, and we can turn in the stolen booty and Chen's empty keg, and then we can just run all the way up. Turn these 2 quests in, move on over here, and do the Cat's Eye Emerald quest. Swing back down to Ratchet to turn that in, and then we're done.
Although we call this land the Barrens, to one who knows where to look, this place teems with life. Greetings, young one. You are here to walk the hunter's path? Very good. Let us begin. Ishamuhale, Speartooth, is the fiercest sun-scale raptor of the Barrens. He does not hunt for sport, nor for food. He hunts because hunting is his passion. He kills because it is his nature to kill. And you will learn of his nature, adventurer, for your path now follows the taloned tracks of Ishamuhale. Begin the hunt. Slay his favorite prey, a Gevra, then bring its carcass to the dead tree northwest of Ratchet. Ishamuhale will smell the carcass and be drawn to it. Be ready when he comes.
So we're looking for some thunder lizards. There should be some over here. So far I don't see any. Just some hyenas. Looks like 3 hyenas. We might as well kill them. They give pretty good experience and they drop leather. And like I've said before, my general philosophy is to continue to kill things while I'm traveling. Just kind of always getting experience, you know? I think it's important. This isn't a speed run, it's not some kind of race, but still. We want to move along at a reasonable pace. these hyenas? It's an absurd amount of hyenas. It's like some kind of hyena patrol. It's pretty dangerous. 4 level 18, 19 mobs. Yikes. I've never seen that before. Let's see if we can find a thunder lizard over here somewhere. Keeping in mind that this is part of the patrol for that Elite Alliance group. There's one. Yep, there they are. Oh. The second my add-on says it sees them, it's terrifying. Yeah, there they are. We're going to just kill this hyena instead. I'm terrified of this patrol. They would kill me pretty much instantly. There's not much I could do there. I don't have a feign death. I don't have any way to run from them. They would kill Navajo within about a second or two, and then I would die. There are, I think, 4 of them. They're on mounts. There's a caster. It's instant death. This one's level 21. I suppose I didn't really consider that when I pulled it. I think we'll be okay. Especially on a hunter. As you can see, we continually hit enemies that are higher level than us because of the way ranged works with hit. Some classes definitely struggle to fight enemies that are 3 levels above them, but Hunter is not one of them. There's a rare named Brontus, but he's a level 27 elite. There we go, we got the Thunder Lizard Horn. Let's get the heck out of here. This place is making me nervous. We can fly back up to Ratchet, and this will definitely give us level 19. Which isn't too bad.
Peace, friend. Goodbye. How many are the paths of the Earth Mother? Wherever you decide to travel, may she watch over you.
Sure. It's a relief to get all this stuff back. So thanks for your help, adventurer. You know, I could use a person like you to help out with my operation here. If you're ever looking for work, don't forget about how well Gazlo pays for service.
Ha ha! I never thought I'd make more of this stuff ever again. You've stirred in me a great sense of nostalgia, adventurer. Kind of reminds me of the last time I made a batch of Trog brew. Thank you. The memories warm my stomach.
Good stuff, that storm stout, huh? I have another recipe that I learned from Chen. Would you be interested? It won't take long to make, and it might be useful if you plan on adventuring some more. Bring me 5 lightning glands from any storm hide, 1 Thunderhawk saliva gland from Greater Thunderhawks, and a Kodo liver from any of the Barrens Kodos. Like I said, this stuff has kick. It's the Trog brew that I mentioned to you before.
So we're looking for a zebra, so that we can get the zebra carcass. My staff skill is 84 of 95, which isn't terrible. We've been more or less keeping up with it. What's my defense at, though? My defense is 72 of 95. That's a little low. So what we'll have to do at some point is find some really low-level mobs and let them just hit us to get our defense up. There we go, we have the fresh zebra carcass. And now we can put it underneath this tree. And fight Isha Moul. I don't think he's particularly dangerous, but potentially. Let's see what level the quest is. It's a level 19 quest, so he might be level 19 actually. Forgot that these plane shredders were aggressive. I think it's this tree here. Swiftmane is nearby. Really cool enemy. There he is. He's an elite. He actually hits very hard. I want to pull Navajo back so we don't get that raptor. It's gonna take us a while to get to this tree. There's a lot of hostile enemies between us and the tree. Just kind of want to clear the area a little bit. Alright, we should be good. Let's put the carcass down. See what we get. There he is. Got a wing clip on him, we got the immolation trap. Should be a pretty easy kill here. Yeah. Now we can travel up along this ridge. I think it's probably prudent to turn these two quests in and make our way over here. Do the Cat's Eye Emerald. And then we can swing back down to Ratchet and Camp Tarajo. Turn all that stuff in. Might give us halfway to 20. This is probably not going to be our most efficient level, but that's okay. And the amount of leather we have now is getting a little absurd. It's about time to do leatherworking, I think. Here, we can turn this camera back on. Because we have a bit of a run ahead of us. We have to run all the way to the junction up here, and then all the way up there, and then all the way up there, so we're going to be running a while. Oh, the Mystic Razor Snout is down there somewhere. Another Tauren hunter, interesting. You don't see too many Tauren hunters. It seems like it's a somewhat unpopular combination of race and class. There does seem to be a lot of hunters, though, in general. If we look at the guild we just joined, for example. Class. We can do just online members. It looks like for hunters it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Warriors are 6, rogues are 3, paladins are 3. Oddly enough, quite a few shaman, 6 shaman. Quite a few mages, 6 mages. Literally 1 lone warlock, and then 2 druids. But if we look at offline members, which is 1,000 people almost, you can see warrior is by far the largest. By far. There are so many warriors. I'd say hunter is probably number 2. It's hard to tell. We'd have to really do some math. In terms of a level, we can look at that too while we're running. We're right here at 19. Looks like we have about, I don't know, 12 people that are lower level than us. And then we have quite a few people who are higher level than us. This is all 20 through 41. Doing pretty well. A lot of people are on Hillsbrad. We will be heading there. This guy's doing a Shadowfang Keep run, which is interesting. A couple people in Thousand Needles. Goose Milk and Moose Milk are probably leveling together. And I think that the Priest Warlock combination is a really strong one. This guy's in Desolace. I'm on Fire, he's in Scarlet Monastery. I wonder if he's soloing it or if he's doing a Scarlet Monastery run. We have 2 level 44s in Stranglethorn Vale. I wouldn't be surprised if they're together, that might be another duo. And then we have a solo self-found 48 hunter here in the Hinterlands. Interesting little sliver of data from this 1,000-person hardcore leveling guild. I suppose I'm surprised to see Warrior be by far the number 1 class chosen. As a lot of people would say, they're the hardest to level. I do agree that like 1 to 20, they're probably the most dangerous. But I think, excuse me, as warriors gain in level, especially if they can stay ahead of the gear curve, they actually get quite strong. I think by level 40, a warrior is stronger than a shaman. Arguably even a priest. So I don't think they're the worst in the game for the entire 1 to 60 stretch. Probably just at the beginning.
Oh, what's this? A samoflange, did you say? What's a samoflange? Ah, but look at the way it moves when you handle it. And there's the sound of intricate gears inside. Oh my, I want to fix it and see what it does, don't you? I want to fix this samoflange, but to do that, I'm going to need some supplies. I ran out of 17.5 gauge nugget slugs, and I'm going to need a bunch of those for the work ahead. The closest place to get them is the sludge fen to the east. The venture company usually keeps them in their tool buckets. Go to the sludge fen and look in the tool buckets you find there, then return to me when you've gathered enough nugget slugs.
We can do the sludge fens and ignition. I had skipped it earlier because I think it's a very dangerous area. There's a couple of very high level elites that can spawn there. There's 2 of them actually. And then it finishes with an escort quest that I think is very easy to get overrun on. That being said, I'm a level 19 hunter. This guy just offered me a Wailing Caverns carry run.
Ashenvale is a divided land, but our most recent efforts have been very successful. We not only have an outpost at the Zoram Strand, but another just north of here called Splinter Tree. I recently deployed a few scouts into Ashenvale, and I need a runner to take them their orders and bring me back a report of what they have observed. Your first stop should be the Zoramgar outpost, along the coast to the west, at the Zoram Strand, to locate the first runner. You also need to stop at Splinter Tree Post to the north and along the road to the east near Ajara. You will find a scout and an outrider there. Give them each a report, and from them, get an update on their findings.
So we're definitely not going to do the Warsong reports quest. Ever. Yeah, somebody just, right here, offered to give me a free run through Wailing Caverns. But I'm not really interested. I haven't done all of the Wailing Caverns quests yet, particularly the one for the Crescent Staff, which is going to be one of our biggest upgrades, and we'll probably be wielding that weapon for a long time. Plus, I think a higher level would leech a lot of the experience. I'm sure that they wouldn't struggle to find somebody else to accept that offer, though. Okay, so let's run over here to the sludge fens. Unfortunately for the Horde, particularly for the priests and warlocks, this quest, Ignition here, rewards the first wand reward that the entire Horde has. It's a level 18 quest, it's relatively difficult to do, there's a high chance of you dying. On a regular server it's a pain in the ass, but on a hardcore server it's just a liability. So where do you get a wand then? Of course you can buy one off the auction house. They do drop. The shadow wands, the fire wands, they drop. It's not a super common drop, but they do drop here and there. You can of course craft one with enchanting yourself. And that's probably what most people opt to do. It's not terribly difficult to craft your own wand. But it is kind of a pain in the ass that this Ignition quest is the first real quest that rewards a wand on the Horde. The Alliance, on the other hand, have a Night Elf quest at Bashalaran that is dead easy. You can do it at level 12, and it rewards a relatively powerful wand. It is a bit of a pain in the ass if you make a human or a gnome or a dwarf, priest or warlock, because you have to get all the way over to Darkshore, which can be problematic. It's a long run. But if you make a Night Elf priest, you get the freest wand in Classic WoW. I think for almost everyone, though, the best option is to just craft your own. It requires about 60 to 70 linen cloth to craft your own wand. Let's go and level our staffs a little bit. We're still a little behind on staff skill. This is the sludge fan right up here. It's pretty dark here at night. Suppose I never really noticed how dark it is. Most of these monsters are 14, 15. They all run, so it's going to be important to use concussive shot and wing clip. Use a whole lot more mana doing the melee. All those raptor strikes and wing clips, but I want to level staffs a little bit. We can always just sit down and drink, it's not a big deal.
Hurry back!
So my add-on isn't alerting me to any of the rares being up, which is good. Damn. Pretty close quarters here. Alright, let's cautiously go up. Looks like we got a second mob. That's okay. I'm gonna heal dead cargo here a little bit. I'm gonna be overly conservative on these pulls. Yeah, we're getting respawns too on top of us. We're getting respawns behind us. Wow. It's a lot of goblins. There might be one in this house here. There isn't. Interesting. The good thing is we're getting all the nugget slugs. The bad thing is the guy that we need to kill isn't spawning. So let's just stay on top of the respawns for now. Alright, got all the nugget slugs. Cleared out 2 inventory spots. We're gonna need one for the key. There he is. Damn, too close for any kind of ranged attack. Okay, we got the ignition key. Let's get out of here. We can't just jump off because our pet will follow us. We could dismiss him and jump off, but I don't want to do that. We might have to wait if somebody else has recently done the quest. she's gonna get that respawn. She's got 3 mobs on her. Yikes. She's got 4 mobs on her. That could have been potentially problematic if there weren't so many people here to help her. So now we wait. Yeah, we definitely want that. There we go. Nice new gloves. We can take the moment that we're waiting to make some light leather and some bandages. Utilize our downtime. I don't know how long the respawn is for this. There it is. Alright, let's do it.
What's up? Keep it real. Time is money, friend.
We've already cleared out quite a few of the mobs. Though we probably do have respawns on the way. I think he comes up here a bit. Then he goes down here, I believe.
Talk to me. Yo.
Hey, 2 people just hit 60 together, that's pretty cool. Alright, let's go turn in the nugget slugs, because I think the follow-up quest for that brings you back to Ratchet, and we already have 2 other things to turn in Ratchet. And then we can see if we can get lucky and get a cat's eye emerald. It's a very low drop rate. You can kill 100 of those monsters and not get it. It's also a very dangerous area filled with hyper spawns and dangerous mobs that have stuns, nets. This is a death trap up here. So what we can do is we can approach it very cautiously. We're a level 19 Tauren Bestial Mastery Hunter. We're about as strong as we can be at this very moment. So we can try it. We'll just have to stay outside of the cave and keep our head on a swivel. Make sure there's nobody creeping up behind us. Try to deal with runners. You know, all that kind of thing. But I don't want to be too risk-averse on this run, obviously. I don't want to do crazy things, either. But I don't want to play it super safe. That's boring. Ignition is a relatively dicey quest, and we just did it, even though we're a little high level for it. So I say, let's go ahead and try to do Miner's Fortune as well. And if we're getting bad vibes, we can just bail out. A troll warrior. Good for you, dude. I think trolls are actually a fantastic choice for hardcore, because they have a passive health regeneration that's very strong, at least in the beginning of the game. It gets a little less strong at the later levels when you have much larger health pools, but by then warriors are quite strong on their own, right? So the troll racial, I think, is at its peak power when warriors need it the most, which is at those early levels.
Great! You got them. Now I can get to work. Well, that didn't work. I put some extra gauges on the samoflange to measure its structural integrity, and they read the integrity at an all-time low. I could add some more dials and maybe a lever or 2 to try and fix it, but I think that might make things even worse. You should take the samoflange to Really Greasy Gob. He used to work for the Venture Company. If anyone knows how to fix it, it's Really. You can find him at Nog's Machine Shop in Orgrimmar in the Valley of Honor.
I'm just looking something up real quick.
Run behind the eggs.
Okay. I'm not sure. I know that there's a logout skip here. Somewhere. Essentially what you want to do is get the emerald and then get to Orgrimmar so that you can turn in this samoflange quest right here. because everything ends up going back to Ratchet, and that just saves you a little bit of travel time. But I'm not entirely sure where that logout skip is. I've never used it before, I just know it exists, you know? He's okay. Oh, we can't skin any of this. Our bags are too full, we can't loot anything. Alright, so I'm wondering how many kills it's going to take to get this emerald. We can maybe do a bit of a bet on it. I expect it to take 19 kills. That's what I think. What do you guys think? That's my wager. I've seen it take 100 before, but I'm hoping I don't get that unlucky. We definitely have to stay on the outside of this area. Alright, 1 kill down. No emerald. Two kills down. Alright, 3. Kinda want to pull this guy a little back. Four. That's number 5. I've got a bit of a kill box here that we've already cleared everything for, so I kind of want to drag everything back here. So if they run, it's not that big of a deal. Alright, that's number 6. This might be 2 mobs, we'll see. It wasn't, it's just the one. Seven, alright. Eight. Nine. Ten. $11. Oh man. Alright. Let's bring this guy back to the kill zone. $12. Alright, has anything respawned back here? No respawns yet. We can grab this guy as he's coming out. Alright, I believe that's 13. We can go a little deeper now. Alright, 14. $15. $16. $17. There it is. Oh, so it was literally level 20, huh? Oh, let's get out of here. We got respawns everywhere. So, it's hard to tell whether it was 19 or 20 because I killed everything at the same time. But it took 7 minutes and 20 kills. I believe that guy was actually number 20. I don't think he was number 19. Okay, let's see where this logout skip is. Oh, hell no. The logout skip is inside. The logout skip is inside of the frickin' mine. No way. Okay, so we're going to run to Orgrimmar manually, I guess. I was hoping the logout skip would be somewhere reasonable, but the logout skip is in the absolute back of the mine. Okay. So, unfortunately, we got a bit of a run ahead of us, but that is classic WoW for you. I believe you, our humble viewer, have come to that realization by now. Classic WoW is a lot of running. So we'll run to Orgrimmar. We can drop a ton of this leather off in our bank just to get it out of our bags. Sometime off stream, I'll go through and catch up on leather working. I think our skinning now is yeah, it's 156. So our leather working should be past 100 realistically with the amount of skins that we've gotten. And I'll take care of that in a way that you guys don't have to watch the mind-numbing creation of 1,000,000 leather belts. But we'll drop everything off in the bank. We'll turn in this Samaflange quest. We'll get the follow-up to go to Ratchet, and then we'll fly to Ratchet and turn everything in at once. Sadly, it will not get us level 20. All 4 of these quests won't get us to 20, to be honest. But it'll get us close. And I think a few Stone Talon Mountain Range quests will get us to level 20. Ah, it's Sarafang, my main man.
Besides the grunts outside, my brothers and I fought at the Battle of Hyjal. Any who seek to steal from the bank must face us first.
Wow, okay. That's a lot. It's a
For
lot
the
of leather.
Horde.
That's an obscene amount of leather. Let's sell some of the other stuff we have in our bank here. Or in our bags. We can actually toss a few of these things on the auction house too while we're at it. I don't know if they'll sell, but we can try it. Can try to sell that dagger. I can try to sell this bow.
Greetings, traveler.
Maybe the Brackwater vest might actually sell, to be honest.
Be careful.
I think at level 20 we get a new arrow, so I don't really want to stock up on new arrows because I think we're about to get a better one. Just seems like it would be a waste to me. Alright, so we'll put all that stuff on the auction house. There's no saying it'll actually sell, but we can try it. At this point, we have 10 agility, 11 stamina, and 8 intellect, which I think is an okay spread for a hunter. I'd prefer more agility and stamina, but that's alright. We'll run over here and train our first aid. I think we can train wool bandages now. And we can probably just start collecting our linen and selling it maybe. Or sending it to a bank alt. If I ever make another character that needs tailoring or something.
I am an orc of medicine, person. If you have come here to learn, I shall do my best to teach.
Okay, nice. So now, yeah, we can make wool bandages, which heal for 161, as opposed to the heavy linen bandages, which heal for 114, so it's a pretty big upgrade. Although I do have to say, I don't believe a single time in this run so far have we used a bandage. Not once. I think we've used 1 health potion the entire run, and 0 bandages. Which is kind of wild to think about. We can check at the market real quick, see if there's anything in here.
Loktar.
There is not. And this is the razor arrow. It's actually level 25. So we can go ahead and load up on regular arrows then.
May your blades never dull.
Abu.
I thought it was level 20, but it's not. Wonder if they have any better potions for sale.
Zug zug.
They do not.
Victory.
They have a free action potion recipe, but I honestly don't think it would sell particularly well on the server. It's mostly for PvPers. I probably could have cut all this running out of this video too, guys. Then again, you can always just fast forward through it. I'm the one who's stuck doing the running.
Yeah. What's this? Why, it's a Samoflange. Where did you get this thing? Have you been poking around the venture company holdings in the Barrens? You must be very brave or very stupid. I think I can fix the Samoflange, but I'm going to need the user's manual first. When I was in the venture company, I had a rival, Boss Copperplug, who hoarded the secrets of the Samoflange, giving out small bits of knowledge on the device to those he trusted. I wasn't one of that trusted few. Boss Copperplug used to stay at the Boulder Lode mine in northeastern Barrens. Get the manual from him, and if he's given pages from it to anyone, you'll have to collect them too.
So we're not doing that quest. That's a pretty dangerous quest. I thought the turn-in just happened in Ratchet, but I forgot that there's actually another part to that quest. It almost wasn't even worth it, right? That was 340 experience there. And I don't think 340 experience was worth running all the way back to Orgrimmar. That's 3 mobs worth of experience. We could have done that in a minute, right? But it ended up taking us almost 20 minutes to run all the way here to turn that in. Now, granted, we did get to drop some things off into our bank, we put some things up for auction, we sold some things out of our inventory, we trained first aid, so it wasn't a completely wasted trip. But we need to come back at level 20 anyway to do training. So I feel like this was probably a mistake. I thought that we turned that quest in and then we went to Ratchet and turned a final quest in, and that's not the case. So I do feel like we wasted some time there. The follow-up quest is very hard. You have to go back into the mine itself, which we do not want to go into, filled with hyper spawns and difficult enemies, and then there's a boss at the end of it you have to kill. And you have to farm the pages.
You haven't lived until you've looked down on the world from the back of a Wind Rider.
It's just such an awful quest chain, especially for hardcore, right? Boss Copperplug stays in the Boulder Lode mine. We actually saw somebody die in the Boulder Lode mine earlier on the add-on. Yeah, rough. So I do not see us doing this. Serena Bloodfeather is another one that's a little tough.
Time is... Lots to do, lots to do. The Union's given us deadlines, and they're not the sort you want to miss. Hopefully we'll be able to get something of value from the wrecked Shredder prototype. My time's running out. I'll dispatch a salvage team to Whizzlecrank's location on the double. Oh, let me give you something for your trouble, too. The Venture Company stole many of the best goblin minds, but from time to time we get the opportunity to steal some back. A while ago, the Venture Company outfit in the Stonetalon Mountains hired Garenzo Wrenchwhistle, a gnome. Their other engineer, Ziz Physics, was so taken aback by this, he pleaded with me to find him new employment with the Tinkers Union. I set him on a few tasks, but he might need help. Maybe you could look in on him for me. He's stationed at the western edge of Windshear Crag. Look at the size of that thing, adventurer. We're going to be rich. Let's see, according to the rates I've seen on gems going into Undermine, I should be able to figure out your cut. 50%, don't worry. Now let's see. I think this should do about right. Pleasure doing business with you, adventurer. Spider egg omelets are a new fad in Booty Bay. The problem is, Booty Bay's got no eggs. I smell an opportunity. In Windshear Crag and Sisher Canyon, in the Stonetalon Mountains to the northwest, lives the deep moss spider. Bring me its eggs and I'll pay a bundle. In Windshear Crag, the eggs will be clustered under what trees remain. In Seashear Canyon, well, if you have a weak stomach, then maybe you should just collect the eggs at Windshear Crag.
This fang is merely a token, but what it represents is profound. Ishamuhali's strength is in you, adventurer. May you use it with temperance. That is your burden. That is your honor.
Okay.
Now, adventurer, you must face the
So
great thunder
that's
lizards.
probably
So
the end of the
large are
episode there.
beasts, the ground rumbles as they stomp
Yeah,
across
we're
the
exactly
plains.
at 2 hours, about
Take
2
care
hours
as
and
you
3 or
fight
4
them,
minutes.
for one false step,
So that's
and you
about
may
where I
find
like to keep
yourself
these
beneath
episodes
their
anyway.
feet. You will find the thunder
When
lizards
we
in the
come
southern
back,
valleys.
I'd like to finish off level
Storm
20. We only have about
storms,
4.5
storm
bars
hides,
to do
and
that.
thunder
I think
hits.
that'll
Return
probably
to
take
me
us
after
about
you have
15,
bested
20 minutes maybe. So, we'll be able to get Aspect of the Pack, and we'll be able to do a little bit more running around after that. I think next, in terms of the quests we have and where we're headed, I think Stonetalon would probably be an okay idea. We can head over here. We can get some of these deep moss spider eggs while we're here, and we can do some of these Tauren quests that are right here, and we can probably even do the escort quest for Kea. That'll give us a decent head start headed towards 21. And then we can also head back to the Barrens and finish off some of the higher level harder quests like Serena Bloodfeather. And then we can also do a lot of these quests here to kill the Quillboar. That should give us a pretty easy level 21 back to Stone Talon Mountains at that point. So that's the plan for the next episode. Hopefully we can do like a 20 to 22 in the next episode. I appreciate you guys joining me, as always. If you have any questions or comments, just drop them down there beneath the video. Have a nice one, guys.